Hey guys, I decided to do a video on the upgrades I did to the P-47D. Um, I had sort of a maiden video, but the camera, of course, I was just using an iPhone and the memory ran out. I didn't check it beforehand, so that's why I only got a few minutes of the maiden flight on this. I flew it straight stock out of the box. And it flew good. The plane flies really excellent. You know, it's probably just on the verge of what it would really be like, the power with the stock Dynam motor. It's with 500 kV, as most of you probably know. But it flew great. Like, it flew good. But I wanted it to have a little bit of power and some unlimited climbing. And I had bought the Eflight stuff for my Hellcat. I don't know if you've seen the upgrade video for that, but I put a new motor in that, a 770K Eflight motor with a 60 amp ESC, all Eflight. Works great. The Eflight stuff is awesome. It's a bit expensive though. And after watching a bunch of videos over the last few months, I noticed a lot of guys are using the Turnnigy stuff. And I figured, because, you know, I went on Hobby King and checked them out, and I figured because they were so cheap in price, I figured maybe they were cheap in product. So I never really went near them. But everybody was talking, a lot of guys are going to the Turnigy ESCs and all that. So I figured, well, you know what, I'm just going to try them. So I picked up a Turnigy G32 motor, 770K with a 60 amp Turnigy ESC. So now I put them in here. I never got to fly it yet, but I will and test it out. But I imagine it's going to be pretty close to the Hellcat because it's pretty much the same motor. As you can see, this is the G32 Turnigy 770K motor. So it's pretty big compared to the stock motor, and it's the same exact size and dimensions as the Eflight motor. So it's probably machined and dyed from the same design of motor, but yeah, that's what it looks like on there. And you see I had to cut some little notches for the motor mount, or the mount that came with the motor, to fit in there. And I just drilled other holes, used the same mount that was glued already in there, just like I did with the Hellcat. All I did was cut the notches out so the motor mount for this one would fit in there, screwed some new holes with the drill, and put the screws back in. And that's the only thing I did with the F6F Hellcat, and I had no issues. It didn't rip out, it didn't pull it out or nothing. So I imagine it should be the same, should be secure the same in this plane. Now with the ESC, I don't know if you can see it, but I have to put it in there sideways. But there it is. That's the Turnigy 60 amp ESC. It doesn't fit this way, so I have to turn it sideways in order to get it inside the stock compartment there. So all in all, everything seems to fit good. The CG is alright still. A little bit more weight in the front now, so the battery probably has to go back a little bit to be perfect. I haven't flown it, like I said, though, to check it. So yeah, and like I said, everything fit good. I had to solder. It came with no connections or nothing. Good thing I had extra connections for my other stuff, so I had to solder connections on to the motor as well as the ESC, and I had to solder the banana connector. That's what I use most on most of my batteries, is the banana. That's my Fly Sky receiver. It just sits right in the back. I never got any Velcro in there yet, but I mean to get some in there, and so it holds right there. You know, it doesn't really mess up the CG too much because it's pretty light. So other than that, the plane is still stock, everything else. But like I said, I put the motor in. I had issues with the F6F landing gear, but this seems to be good. This it landed a couple of times hard. I nosed, as you can see too, I nosed over because I didn't check the the landing gear, they're a little bit loose, so they turned on me when I landed, and then it nosed over. So, you know, no big issues. I also had to cut out a little bit of the plastic here just to fit, and I also notched out 2 notches just so I can get some airflow into the SC. You know, a little bit of air in there to keep it cool. I'm not sure how hot it gets or anything like that. I haven't tried it, but like I said, with the Hellcat, I run a 2650 milliamp battery through it, and it doesn't barely even get warm. So it's actually real good. So I imagine if you could probably run a 3000 milliamp battery max, and it would probably still be pretty good. And now with the F6F, it was all unlimited climbing. So I imagine this one now, I've turned it on and held on to it to check the power, and yeah, she just wants to rip right out of my hand. So she seems like she's good. Yeah, other than that, no, I just wanted to show you guys what I did to it. But there it is, the G32 Turnnigy motor with the Turnigy ESC 60 amp. Now this plane will scream like it should. And it only costed me, it was under $100. You know, with the Eflight stuff, it was almost $200 just for the motor and ESC. For both of these, I spent under $100. So like I said, I was scared because of the cheapness, the price. I figured, you know, it's not going to be that good. Maybe it'll overheat, break down easy or whatever, but we'll see how it goes. The first time I really put a Turnigy, anything Turnigy in my planes. So we'll see. People talk about it lots, so they must be pretty good. And like I said, it looks just like the Eflight stuff. Well, the motor for sure looks just like the Eflight stuff. The ESC on this one's a little bulky, more bulky than the Eflight 60 amp, but it fit. So, you know, I didn't have to do no carving or nothing. So, except for cutting the plastic so the motor would fit, sticking out of the front cowl. And this is the stock prop, stock spinner. The spinner that came with the motor, it fits the Dynam propellers, but it's too short. It only sticks out about that much, so I can't get the spinner on there. So I can't use the stock spinner because it doesn't fit through the propeller. And they also don't fit the APC. It doesn't fit through the APC hole on the propeller. So I don't know what the Turnigy spinners are made for, but they fit the stock Dynam. But like I said, it's not long enough to go all the way through because Dynam, their props are so thick here at the root. So, but this fits. This is the stock. This is the stock one that fit on the Dynam motor. It fits perfect on here. Same millimeter in prop shaft. So there it is, guys. If I can get some video of it flying, some good video where I can zoom in and you can actually see it flying and how fast it probably goes, then you'll have an idea. But like I said, with the Hellcat screams pretty good. It's not crazy fast, like where it's unreal, like it wouldn't seem real. It still flies pretty scale, but unlimited climbing and good power. So, any questions or concerns, give me a holler. But other than that, the plane is perfect. I got a couple flights on it now, and it flies great. No issues, no bad habits, nothing. I recommend it. Just wanted to fire it up for you guys here real quick, show you what it sounds like, or you know, if you have any issues with that. Now I'm just flying with the same batteries as my F6F, the same battery, 2650s. I do have a couple 3000 milliamps I want to try, just to see if it still flies okay and the CG is okay and it's not too heavy. And then I'll get more flight time, right? I could probably get over 10 minutes. With the 2650, I get a good 7-8 minutes, sometimes 10, as long as I'm not hard on the throttle, depending on your flight habits and stuff and what you're doing. I try to practice a few tricks and rolls and loops and, you know, stuff like And like I said, I'm pretty much still a beginner, so I don't know a lot about a lot of the tricks that are out there. I am subscribed to a magazine where they show you tricks. So you know, you can learn it. And then I do have the flight simulator, so I can practice on there as well. So you know, it helps a lot, getting you used to flying the plane towards you and away from you, and all that. But this is the radio I run. I showed you guys before. I believe you guys know that it's mine. I fly the Fly Sky. I've had no issues with it. It goes a pretty good distance, you know, enough where I could barely see the plane. And once your plane gets far away, it's hard to tell which way you're going. So, you know, it's that far. So you know, you don't really need it to go any further. But I'm running the Fly Sky radio. It's a pretty good price, and it's pretty good. I have no issues with it. I'd recommend to anybody. So I'll fire that on. Now I always flick my throttle stop, so just to be safe. Also, I don't have the prop on. And now I also flick up this is my landing gear. This is up position, so you always have to put it in that position so your plane doesn't take off. The landing gear doesn't take off on you. So, like I said, 2650 Sky LiPo. I'm still running. I run this in the Hellcat as well. So, that's fired up. The four beeps were to let you know the 4 cell, and the last beep lets you know it's ready. And see, I have throttle stop or lock, whatever, so it doesn't move. And then there you hear the retracts fire up with the power. Those are fine, excellent. And so yeah, no, like the plane works. The plane flies great. It's excellent. I do have some. I do have the throws turned down a little bit. Like I don't run 100% all the time, but just the flick of a switch, and you can switch it to sport mode or what you have it set at. Flick of the switch, you know, and it just gives me what I set it at, and then when I flick it to sport, I get full throw on, so 100%, just a flick of a switch. And all that is just so, you know, it gets me used to it, and I don't have like harsh movements just by moving it a little bit, right? So gives it some throttle. Full throttle. So like I said, it seems like it wants to go pretty good. Everything works great. My soldering techniques ain't the greatest, but they seem to be holding up. But you can just see the plane move. It wants to go. See the torque? It just wants to turn. There you have it. That's the stock plane with the upgraded engine. 60 series, I believe it would be. I'm not too sure. But like I said, it's a 770K. Same KV as my F6F Eflight. So I imagine it's going to be. We'll check it out. We'll get it out there and flying as soon as I can. And yeah, she's probably going to be a screamer. So yeah, like, you know, under $200 for the plane, under $100 for the upgrade motor, and you know, under $300, you can have a screaming fast plane. And yeah, Dynam planes are getting better and better. So as everybody sees, there were some issues before, but you know, Dynam is trying their hardest. They're trying to make a good product, like just like everybody else. So boom, there it is.